Hey everyone. Okay, it's time for test number 17. This is the test for lessons 81 through 85. Let's go ahead and get started. If the test wants to start, please and thank you. There we go. It started. Okay. So, what do we have here? Я знаю something парня, который отлично разбирается в компьютерах. So, all of these are forms of one. So I know one guy who's good with computers. But is it одново, or один? In this case, it is одново. And I'm not going to explain too much about why, because, well, frankly, I don't know why myself. I mean, this is all about cases still. So, I mean, I could take a lot of time to explain these, but I think it would kind of be superfluous. I think nobody's really going to care that much. I mean, in this case, we can go to Wiktionary and check out which form is ad novo. And my computer doesn't. Okay, my computer doesn't seem to want to find Wiktionary right now. Let's see if we can fix that. That's just my internet being silly again. There we go. So it's an inflection of ideen. Yeah, it's okay, it's because it's an animate noun. So it's genitive as well, so you might get a bit confused and think, well, why is it genitive? But in this case, no, it's not because it's genitive, it's because parien, guy, is an animate noun, and so it's accusative because I know the guy. It's saying I know a guy, so that's accusative, and therefore its animate accusative becomes ad novo. That's the reason why. Okay. So I mean, I could try to explain all of these at length, but I don't know that anybody really cares. I mean, um, these videos are more just about showing the content than really explaining it in that level of detail. I mean, it'd be nice if I could explain everything in that level of detail, but I think it would take too long. And I just think most people wouldn't care that much. So I'm just going to kind of go through the answers and explain what I can, but let's see how it goes. So, у них был только something шанс spastis. So, once again, these are one, so they had only one chance to escape or to get away. So in this case, it is just один. Wait, oh yeah. Be careful here because there's adin and there's adni. They are visually easy to mix up, but no, this is adni, this is adin. Adin shans, because shans is masculine. Okay, so something зайцами погонишься, ни одного не поймаешь. So, this is actually a very famous Russian saying. These are all forms of two, and the correct one is dvumya. It basically says, if you try to catch two rabbits, you won't catch one. Very famous Russian saying. Basically, don't try to do two things at once, because if you do, you won't achieve either of them. I believe there's actually there's a Dostoevsky novel which quotes this saying. Okay, около something часов я буду в офисе. So around 3 o'clock I will be in the office. Correct answer here is трех. К something машинам, которые у него уже был, он купил еще одну. So, in addition to the 4 cars, so here it's четырьем машинам. So to the 4th car, which he already had, he bought yet another. And then ended up with 5 cars, which is good because it was the 5th question. Ну и something девушка в нашем районе не было таких красивых глаз, как у Насти. So, Nasty here does not mean nasty. It's a form of Nastya, which is short for Anastasia. It's a short form of the name Anastasia. So, the correct answer here is одной. Um, basically, this is saying, oh, sorry, I think I might have read this wrong. Ни у одной девушки. So basically, not at one girl. In it, basically, not a girl, no girl. In English, you'd say no girl, but here you say ни у одной девушки. Not at one girl in our area has such beautiful eyes as Nastya. So no girl in our area has such beautiful eyes as Nastya or Anastasia. Он работал на something работах одновременно. Одновременно means at the same time or simultaneously. So this guy's not taking the advice about the rabbits. He's not taking the advice about if you chase two rabbits, you won't catch one. And he's doing two things at once. Correct answer here is двух. He worked on two things at the same time. Perhaps he didn't achieve either of them, fulfilling the saying, or perhaps he broke the curse and successfully did two things at once. Who knows? Anything's possible. Well, not anything, but that might be possible. Невозможно работать с something студентами. Это слишком много. So these are all forms of 11, which means 11. The correct form here is 11. So it's not possible to work with 11 students. It's too many, which is funny because I think most classrooms have more than 11 students, but what do I know? В группе было something человек. So here again we have forms of 6. So 6. This is a simple sentence. In the group there were 6 people. So just the basic form 6. 6, nothing special, no special inflections here. После something лет проведенных вдали от дома он вернулся. So these are all forms of 13, 13. So after 13 years, having left from home, he came back. So after leaving home for 13 years, he came back. Wow. The prodigal son returned. This is 13. После 13 лет. Ему еще не было и something, когда он женился во второй раз. So these are all forms of 27, 27. So to him, still there were not yet 27. Okay, so 27. So he was not yet 27 when he got married for the second time. That guy's going far in life. He's starting young. He's already getting married for the second time at 27. It's not too bad. После something лет у него наступил кризис среднего возраста. So after 39, so after 39, what's the correct form here? 39. This is actually, no, it's different. This is не было и, but this is после. Anyway, после 39 лет. So after 39 years, he had a crisis of midlife. So he had a midlife crisis after 39 years. Okay. Here, for these two options, they appear to be using the invented word 40, which is a logical construction for the word 40 or for the number 40, but this word doesn't actually exist in Russian as far as I know because, there's 20, which is 20, there's 30, 50. So 50 is 50. So logically, you might think that 40 is 40. But I think we've already seen many times in the past, the Russian word for 40 is 40. It actually breaks the mold because it doesn't use четырдесят, which would be a standard form, but it uses the non-standard form of 40 for 40. But here it's 40 because it's k. So к 40 годам он купил квартиру, машину и начал строить дачу. So at 40, at the age of 40 years, he bought an apartment, a car, and started building a dacha, a country house. I guess that's what happens when you have a midlife crisis. You start building a dacha. В something лет жизнь может резко измениться. So again, we have these fictional forms, 40 for 40, but no, it's 40 is 40. In this case, yeah, it's just 40 лет in 40 years, or actually it means at the age of 40. Yeah, at the age of 40, life can change significantly. После something dne, again with the 40 and the 40, do they actually, is 40 a word in Russian? Like, is there any context in which this word exists? I'm just curious. Let me look this up because I keep seeing this now. They keep using this in the answers as if it were a thing, but I've never seen this word. Yeah, 40 is not a word. It doesn't exist. There's no such word in Russian. So I don't know why they keep. Okay, anyway, it's just 40 or 40 in certain cases. In this case, it's 40. So после 40 дней поста он начал есть мясо. So after 40 days of fasting, he began to eat meat. I don't think you can. I mean, outside of the Bible, I don't think that you can actually fast for 40 days, like literally not eat food for 40 days. I don't think that's humanly possible. All right. В бедных странах люди редко доживают до something лет. So these are all, actually, no, these are slightly different. There's 90, which would be 92, and there's 90, which is, what is 90? Come on. I feel like that's a word, but I actually don't know what it means now. 90. Oh, it's just 90. Right, okay, that's just 90. So 90 is 90. Oh, okay, so the question is, okay, 90 is not a word. That's right, 90 is not a word, it's 90. 90 doesn't exist. That's not a Russian word. It's not the word for 90, just like 40 is not the word for 40. Okay, so what's the word here? 90. В бедных странах люди редко доживают до 90 лет. In бедных странах, in poor countries, people rarely survive to 90 years of age. У something человек из 100 ученые наблюдали улучшение. So with 90 people from 100, scientists have seen improvement. Улучшение is improvement. So what's the word here? It is, again, 90. So in 90% of people, in 90 people out of 100, scientists saw improvement. Не имей something рублей, а имей 100 друзей. So here once again, another famous Russian saying, 100 рублей, don't have 100 rubles, have 100 friends, which is especially good advice today considering that 100 rubles is fairly little money. That's like, it's less than $2 in today's exchange rates. Она получает около something тысяч в месяц. So, получает is, I guess, to receive, like she, in terms of, this is a salary, obviously. So she gets paid about 100 тысяч в месяц. She gets paid about 100,000 a month, which in rubles is not a bad salary, actually. I mean, it's not. It's not like, I mean, it's not like getting paid $100,000. That would be insane. That would make her into like among the elite class. That would be like among the wealthiest of the wealthy. But 100,000 rubles is quite respectable. That's like, say, maybe, I don't know, something like 3,000 a month salary, which is $3,000 a month salary. It's quite respectable. It's quite high in Russia. It's very high in Russia. После something она решила выйти на пенсию. So after, these are all forms of 58, so 58. But the form here is 58. So после 58 она решила выйти на пенсию. So after 58, she decided to go into pension. She decided to retire. Something года, so these are all forms of 63, 63. So what's the form here then? 60, yeah, it's just 63, right? Yeah. В 63 года моя бабушка начала путешествовать. At 63 years old, my grandmother started to travel. Start traveling at the age of 63 for the first time in your life. It's a good time to start. Actually, no, it's not. It's probably better to start before that if you're going to travel. Мне не хватило something рублей, чтобы купить эту юбку. So, 72. 72. It wasn't enough for me to be 72, so 72 рублей. It wasn't enough for me 72 rubles to buy this skirt. Okay. I guess that makes sense because 72 rubles is about, it's a little over $1. So yeah, I don't think you can buy, even in Russia, I don't think you can buy a skirt for $1. So these are all 81, so 81, right? Yeah, 81. Пациенту выписали неправильное лекарство. Oh dear. So this is dative, I guess, because it was to them prescribed. So what do we have here? We have 80. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, 81 пациенту. So 281 patients were prescribed the wrong medication. Oh dear, dearie me. Банк обещал something процентов годовых. So the bank promised 200. Yeah, it's 200. Bank promised 200% per year. 200% what? 200% interest? That means your money triples every year. That's a heck of a bank account. I can understand why they put the exclamation mark at the end of that sentence. I would say that's financially impossible, but what do I know? I'm not a banker or a con. Более something человек вышли на демонстрацию протеста. Ooh, getting political here. So more than 400, so 400, but the form here is 400. Более 400 человек, it's more than 400 people, came to the demonstration to protest. Речь идет о something компаниях. So 500, so no, this is 500. The form here is 500. So речь идет, so the discussion is running about, or we're talking about 500 companies. Сколько времени? 6:45. So now we just have to put in the time. We just need to figure out what What time does this correspond to? Well, bis четверти семь, so without a quarter of 7, that seems correct, doesn't it? Yeah, without a quarter of, so 7 minus a quarter is 6:45. Четверть седьмого, that would be, how would that be? A quarter after 7, I think. Шесть 15, so that's 6:50, and четверть восьмого, that's that would be 8:15, wouldn't quarter after 8. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is без четверти семь. Yeah, without a quarter of 7, so 7 minus a quarter of an hour, 6:45. Когда у тебя встреча в 13:30? So what is this? Полвторого? This is half of the second. So второго is the second hour. So второго would be 14 o'clock, 2 p.m. But полвторого, half of the second, is 1:30 p.m. or 13:30. Pol первого would be half of the first. That would be 12:30 p.m. and so on. Okay, cool. All right. Я буду ждать тебя около остановки без 15:05. So I will wait for you near the stop, near the, I guess probably the bus stop, without 15:05. That means, so 5 minus 15 minutes, which is 16:45, because that's 5 o'clock without 15 minutes, or 5 o'clock minus 15 minutes. Когда ты вернешься? Полдесятого. So 10 is 10. So pol is half. So half of 10 would be 9:30. This is now in the evening. So 21:30 is 9:30 in the evening. And the question says, when do you return? When do you come back? So when are you going to get back? At 9:30, which means, in this case, means 21:30, 9:30. Она ушла из дома в 14:55. Well, okay, so she left home at 14:55. You need to put in the time here, which corresponds to 14:55. I think that we could probably correctly click on this first answer, because I think that 14:55 is 14:55. But what they are probably expecting us to do is to convert that into a correct textual form here, in which case, yeah, this is без пяти три. It's without 5:03, meaning 5 minutes before 3. Yeah. I wonder what happens if you click on this. Do they mark it as wrong? Because that's obviously correct. It literally is the time, but I think they want you to render it in text. So I don't know. You can try it and see what happens. Maybe they'll say, yeah, it's correct. It's 14:55. It's 14:55. Уже 17:40. Когда мы встретимся? So it's already 17:40. When do we meet? Well, once again, you could probably click on this. Seems like this should be correct. But what's the text form? 6 часов 20 минут. So 6 hours and 20 minutes. No, that's wrong. 20 minut шестого. So 20 minutes of the 6th is also wrong, because this means, I believe this also means 5:20, because you're 20 minutes into the 6th hour. So yeah. Без 26, without 26, meaning 6 minus 20 minutes, which is 5:40 or 17:40 if it's 5:40 p.m. Это был его something мотоцикл. So these are all forms of one. Just as in English, then you would say not it's his one motorcycle, but it's his первый мотоцикл. It's his first motorcycle, or actually it was, Bill. It was his first motorcycle. So these are all forms of 100. Я уже something раз повторила этот текст. So I already 100 times repeated this text. Here it is simply 100 раз, the basic form. So I already 100 times repeated that text. После something часов работы за компьютером у него заболели глаза. So two or the second. Here it's not the second, but двух. After 2 hours working on the computer, he had pain of the eyes. His eyes hurt. Okay, на something встрече с клиентом Михаил чувствовал себя неловко. So after the first meeting, на первой встрече с клиентом. So at the first meeting with the client, Mikhail felt unwell or felt uncomfortable. I wonder why. Doesn't explain why. Strange. В конце something нам надо сдавать отчет. So at the end of this year, we need to submit or to give a report, or like an account, like a financial report, financial accounting. The correct form here is этого года. Something on переделал все дела. So через неделю эту неделю на эту. So this week, or I guess in this week, yeah. So за эту неделю. So in this week, he changed everything, I think. Okay. Something мы поедем в Грецию. So, April. So in April, we go to Greece, Grecia. What's the correct form here? В апреле. In April, just as in English. In April, we go to Greece. Not on April, but in April. В апреле. And finally, вес something мне должно вести по гороскопу это мой год. So, okay, so the entire next year, I should be lucky. According to the horoscope, it's my year. So this is следующий год. There we go. Next year should be lucky. The horoscope says it's my year. Goroscope. All right, here we go. So here are the answers to test 17. And there you go. That was it. Test 17. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time in the next video. Until then, bye-bye for now.